A political storm is brewing in Madagascar. It is an island nation in the Indian Ocean, known for its stunning wildlife. But now it's gripped by unrest. For more than 2 weeks, tens of thousands have filled the streets of the capital, and even parts of the military are siding with the protesters. They demand President Andry Rajoelina must resign. The president insists a coup attempt is underway. He hasn't been seen in public for days. Here's our report on how Madagascar reached this crisis point.
You might know Madagascar for its wildlife, its lush forests, its animated movie. But today, this island nation is making headlines for a very different reason. It is teetering on the edge of a political crisis, and possibly a coup. For more than 2 weeks, the streets of its capital have been boiling. What started as anger over water and power cuts has become a full-blown uprising. Young people calling themselves Gen Z Madagascar are now leading the charge. Their message is blunt: Madagascar's President Andry Rajoelina must go. They want the Senate dissolved, and they want a government that actually works for them. The anger, it runs deep. For many Malagasy people, frustration has been building for years. 3/4 of the country's 30 million citizens live in poverty. Most don't have access to electricity. Public services in the country barely function. The country is rich in resources, but most citizens see little of that wealth. That frustration was already boiling beneath the surface. But when 2 politicians were arrested in September for planning a protest, it lit a fuse. What was meant to silence dissent only fueled it. The crackdown backfired, and the anger spilled onto the streets. According to the United Nations, at least 22 people have been killed in the first days. But the government has denied that number. Last week, officials claimed there were just 12 confirmed deaths. But the protests have only grown louder, bolder, and more defiant. The unrest has spread beyond the streets and into the barracks. Some soldiers have been openly siding with demonstrators. Members of CAPSAT, an elite unit, refused orders to shoot. This is the same unit that helped Rajoelina seize power in 2009. This time, instead of confronting the crowds, they marched alongside them. The unit even claimed to have taken control of the armed forces. It installed a new army chief who insisted this was not a coup.
As we have observed, it was a minister of the armed forces and also the former chief of staff who conducted the handover today. This demonstrates a genuine alternation within the military institution and proves that everything took place calmly and respectfully among the armed forces.
But President Rajoelina disagrees. He says there is an attempt to seize power illegally and by force. Yet he has not been seen in public since last week. But his government's response to the protests has been mixed. Rajoelina sacked his entire cabinet. He also appointed a new prime minister, a military general. Curfews were imposed and officials blamed foreign interference. At the same time, the president called for dialogue with protesters. But on the streets, the movement shows no sign of slowing. Their tactics mirror youth-led uprisings from Morocco and Kenya in Africa to Nepal, Bangladesh, Indonesia and Sri Lanka in Asia. They are organised online and crowdfunded, and they are united by frustration over corruption, inequality and broken promises. For now, the government has lost control of the streets. Madagascar's youth won't budge. The army is split, and the president's future hangs in the balance.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all 3 just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.